guys, this is Dimitri from Dimitri's Travel and Tips, and I'm your host, Dimitri. And today, I'm going to tell you how you can save somewhere between $10,000 to $20,000 a year working in South Korea. Now, how are you going to do that? You must be thinking, it's impossible. That sounds ridiculous, too good to be true. You must be a scammer or something. And I'm telling you guys, I'm not. It really happened. I did it. Now, I think I'm on rather a more extreme standard, but you can easily save at least $10,000 a year. I saved 20, but I tried very, very hard to do it. So basically, how can you do this? You'd be an EPIC teacher working for the Korean government as a public school teacher, teaching English, or you can work at a hagwon. Now, I'm not as familiar with the hagwon stuff. I just know what my friends told me, and as far as I know, the hagwons, at least, don't offer contract completion bonuses similar to the EPIC program. So that is one disadvantage of that. But generally the hagwon teachers have more flexibility in their life and things like that. So something to consider. Now, as an EPIC teacher, you're going to get a salary somewhere between $2,000 and maybe $2,500 a year. I'm sorry, $2,000 to $2,500 a month. Now, you may be thinking, that's not that much money, Dimitri. How am I gonna live in a foreign country and save all this money with a salary like that? Now, don't worry, because the cost of living in Korea is very cheap. In addition, you're gonna have a high salary for the country, and for those of you who come from a high-tax country like in West Europe or in the US or something, then you're going to be pleasantly surprised to discover that Korea has only 3% taxes. At least for us in our situation for the first so many years. I think it's 5 years. So you're going to have basically no money taken out. You have a little bit more with your health insurance and your pension and things like this. So all in all, you'll have about, I think, 7% taken out of your check every month. But it's not a big deal, guys. And then maybe you're going to also have to think about accommodation. You must be thinking, Dimitri, the rent, it's probably going to be expensive. Well, it's not. And in fact, if you're in one of these positions, there is no rent. Your accommodation will be provided to you by your school. And if it's not, then you're at the wrong school and you need to find another job. So you're going to have free accommodation with all the basic necessities provided. It's going to be furnished. And if it's not furnished in some way, the school will furnish it for you. So then you do have to pay for utilities and internet and that sort of stuff, heating and air conditioning, but it's not expensive in Korea. In fact, all of my house bills in total every month typically ranged from $30 a month to $150 a month. It just depends on the season, how much you're there, what kind of services you buy. And it's great, guys. And by the way, side note, the Korean internet is so fast. It's mind-boggling. So then you must be thinking, well, I like to go out a lot, Dimitri. Well, I've got good news. To go out to eat, as long as you're going to Korean restaurants and bars, you're going to find that you can go out for so cheap. Sometimes I would go out to eat for at least one meal every day. Most of my time in Korea, sometimes I'll go 2 or 3 times a day for every meal if I felt like it. That's how cheap it was, you know. You can spend as little as about $4 on some kimchi jjigae or kimchi stew, or you can spend more like $10 to $13 on some Korean barbecue. If you want to go out and drink, you can buy a bottle of soju for less than a bottle of water. You know, it's like $1, or sometimes even less than $1. It's insane. Beer can also do the same thing. If you're at a bar, you're going to pay a little bit more, but if you're just going to the convenience store and then drinking there, at the parks, just walking around, whatever, at home, you're going to save a ton of money on those kinds of expenses. I know me and my friends regularly went out every week, and we would go out for meals and drinking to 1 place, 2 places, 3 places sometimes. At the end of the day, I would spend, after the split, maybe you'd spend like $50, $60. Sometimes we would do that and even it would be $30. So you can do this for very cheap all the time. Now, if you go to the foreign places that have Western food, that are catered to Western people, you know, you're going to know this by the theme, the music. The menu's probably going to be in English. There's going to be signs in English. Now, I'm not saying avoid all these places. Some of them are nice, but most of the time they're lower quality. It's not going to be the food that you want. It's just going to be a Korean style of the food that you want. Sweet pasta, anybody? And it's just going to be like so expensive in comparison to the Korean restaurants. So get out there, be brave, try some new foods, and save some money. The other thing is, you might be thinking, well, I want to travel, I want to go to a lot of places, Dimitri. Well, don't worry about that either. You can take buses for as little as $3 sometimes from city to city, one way. Sometimes they reach up to $20, depending on how far you're going. You can take subways if you're in the city, very cheap, less than $1 each one way. You can take the trains. Now, if you take the high-speed ITX or KTX trains, they're a lot more expensive. So maybe, unless you need to, I would avoid those actually. For me, they were pretty inconvenient based on my location. I was a little rural, guys. But if you're living in Seoul or Busan or one of the major cities, you can easily travel between them very quickly with these high-speed trains. Now, like I mentioned earlier, this contract completion bonus and your pension. So when you are working, like I said, they're going to take out, I think it's 1.5% of your salary every month, and then they're going to match it and put it away. You can't touch this money, you can't see it until you're finished working for them. You can take it out when you finish after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, whatever. And they match it, and it actually builds up some interest as well, guys. So this is really great. I stayed there for 2 years, and when I left, my bonus, my pension equaled about $6,000, something like that. And on top of that, the contract completion bonus gives you a month's salary on top of your ending salary. So you get 2 months in one. Plus, guys, you get your reimbursement for your flight home. So all this combined, you're going to get about $10,000 just from leaving the job, for finishing your job after 2 years, even if you didn't save any other money. Now you can also do what I did and invest some of your money that you're saving while you're working in Korea. And so in addition to saving each month your regular salary, going out, blah, 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 you can also put away maybe 20% of your money into an investment account like Robinhood or TD Ameritrade or something like this. Make sure that your investments are safe, guys. I don't recommend putting your money into anything very volatile or crazy, although if that's your disposition to do so, go for it. It's your money. But if you put it in safe investments, then you'll just watch your money grow and grow and grow, and then you'll also see your savings from your salary grow, 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 and then finally you leave the country, you get your bonuses, and you're like, oh my god, I'm so rich now. Until you realize that there are billionaires out there, millionaires. But anyway, I hope this video was very helpful for you. I hope that this has convinced you to take the next step. Go to Korea, teach English, and just in general, enjoy your life traveling. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye, guys.